We are here with Sallie of Sally's Greatest Jam, Slam and Jam. How did you get started in the jam business?
I started making canning and preserving just as a hobby for stress relief, primarily. I was on airplanes, so I would go home to have products that were unique and different that I could entertain with back in the country. So that's what started. My mother-in-law actually taught me how to make jams. I got tired of sending my husband to go borrow from his mom, so I started making, and she's known for her peach jam, so I had to create and come up with other jams. So because everybody loved Miss Bud's peach jam. So,
now, did you make recipes to be better than Miss Bud's jam?
well, of course.
Yeah.
No, to compliment her to her peach jam. So I had this herb garden. I love fresh herbs, and I was actually the jams that I have on the market now are all made with fresh herbs, and I was actually trying to preserve the freshness of the herbs. I started making strawberry jam, blueberry jam, and then I started making herbal jellies. And when you make jellies, you have to chop, and steep. So you throw away all that hard work, in my opinion. So I wanted to see if we could preserve the freshness of the herbs and actually leave them in the product, in the jar. So that's what really was my motivation to come up with the line that's currently on the market. And it actually worked out beautiful.
How long have you been selling it?
2.5 years.
2.5 years. So it's been in a bottle with a label on it for 2.5 years.
Right.
What's been the biggest surprise for you?
As far as bringing a product to market,
Yes.
I was actually trying to slow down, and I speeded up. There is an enormous amount of work involved, and to come to market, you have to get your product in front of people, and they have to taste it. So the time and the energy and the resources that is required to do that has definitely been more than I was expecting.
I think, and by resources you do mean money, correct?
Correct.
Yes. Because
money, time, and
right,
time.
Yeah. I think that you hear it all the time. People, my grandmother's or my mother-in-law's recipe is good, and everybody at the family reunion says, "Oh, you should put this in the market," and it's quite a process. Now, take me to the moment that you found out about being one of Oprah's favorite things. What was that like?
Humbling, exciting, of course, but very, very humbling. And that came along right at my second year in business, and the time and the resources we talked about were just about, I was to the point of almost exhaustion, like, oh my God, I don't know if I can continue to do this. And when that came along, it literally was this burst of, I can't stop now, I have to keep going. And those emotions, as far as being honored and excited.
I think one of the things that people don't realize is, oh my gosh, I'm in Whole Foods, I'm going to be in Walmart or just some huge store or Oprah's favorite things, and how am I going to produce this?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and when you go to up your production costs more. That's money. You have to invest in more labels, boxes. It's not just the product is of course a huge investment, but there's a lot of stuff that comes with that, and you have to be prepared and ready to do that, because it's an upfront investment that you have to be able to supply that market, and then the distribution and getting that message out, even with the endorsement, is still your responsibility to tell the world, which is all marketing, so and different.
Right.
So
what's been the most difficult part about it?
The distribution, the marketing and distribution as a sole owner of a company and wearing all the hats is a lot to take on. But if you don't have the marketing and distribution in place, nothing else is going to happen. So that is the biggest challenge, and it's not just the marketing, but then you also have to have the resources to get it from point A to point B and figuring all of that out, making it all work.
Now you're in Europe now.
I am. There's a company that is started right here in Columbia, South Carolina, called Wishbox, and they wanted to take products made in the USA to the European market, and that's been, I mean, what a dream. You know, we all love European products. I've always now, you know, when I would go shopping, any kind of specialty shop, you always are I've always been very interested in what's being produced across the pond. So to be able to have the opportunity for my product to go over there and hopefully have the same effect is huge.
In the next 6 to 12 months, what do you want Sallie's to do?
My goal is for the company to continue on the growth mode that we've been on. You can't grow too fast. If you do, you can get in trouble with those resources we talked about earlier. We've been very fortunate and blessed. We've pretty much doubled the growth year, and we were 2.5 years into it. So my goal is to do that, maybe some more. We've got some traction. I want to get more regionalized with Whole Foods and some of the other specialty markets out there, and just excited about the future.
Great, thank you, Sallie, very much. Look forward to what Sallie's Greatest has to offer in the future.
Well, thank you, John. I'm excited about working together.